ensure that we have Tom Kelly, Duncan Martin, Duncan Russell, Christy O'Reilly, Reid Coulter, Alexia Aznov, John Goodwillie, Eric Conroy, Claire Wheeler, and a proposer from Maynooth for motion 38. So I am now going to call motion 35 from the Meath Greens, and it's proposed by Councillor Tom Kelly.
Thank you, Chairman. As a member of Meath County Council, I am on the Environmental seat. I represent my county on 3 river basin advisory committees. And in my area of East Meath, we're now building the end of our incinerator. We have in County Meath an application from Green Star to quadruple landfill in our neighbouring district. So to me, the Waste Management Act that we have is a shambles. It doesn't work, and the local authorities are not in a position to enforce the regulations. And for that reason, and I know that the Minister is reviewing the Waste Management Act with the intention of bringing forward a new act, which I hope will address those issues, because we need to address them. According to the latest figure from the EPA, 1.5 million tonnes of biodegradable waste were dumped in landfills in 2007 in this country. In the year 2010, which is less than 12 months away, we have to reduce that by 500,000 tonnes. We're not in a position to do that. There is no region of waste management in the country ready to deal with this. And particularly when you have an active planning application for Cllr to increase quadruple landfill in our area, and to take landfill from outside our regional waste management area. So from that point of view, the whole act and the whole area of waste management needs to be reviewed. And we will not be complying with EU regulations, which from 4th of January 2010, this country can be fined daily by the EU for not complying. So it is absolutely essential that we, as a Green Party, and call upon the Minister, whom I know is grappling with the problem and trying to deal with the problem, but it is the most difficult problem. And indiscriminate dumping all over the county and the country is another major problem we have to address in this country. So we're not as green as we would like to be, and I hope that this party will make sure we are a green nation and a green party.
Thank you very much, Tom. Proposing as amendments to the motion from Tipperary North is Duncan Martin.
He's lost their voting card. Gold dust, I can vote twice. First of all, note that we have moved from manure to banks to waste. Last we've got the bankers where they belong. I'd like to very much support this motion. We've spoken against a couple of waste motions earlier on technical grounds. This is a very important motion, very well worth having. The problems it addresses are urgent. We have suggested an amendment which simply fleshes out something about how it might be implemented, which is that we should be established a national waste regulation body to look after a lot of the issues that need to be coordinated. Charging regimes, waiver schemes, the establishment of national facilities for recycling, which can't generate processing the material into something new, which can't generally be done at regional level. What we have at the moment is a shambles. And you may ask yourself, why has the Fianna Fáil government devolve all this responsibility down to local authorities? Was that sort of a sudden commitment to local democracy on the part of the government, which has never even heard the words before? Or was it an attempt to distance themselves as far as possible from a really hot political potato? I think the latter. Then, of course, they took all the power away from local councillors and gave more or less all the power to county and city managers. So we have almost the worst of all possible worlds. We have a very shambolic system where regimes for what can be recycled and what can't be recycled vary from one county to the next. It's a mess. The idea of having some sort of national waste regulator would mean quite a lot of approval from waste management professionals. It wouldn't be they would rather not be regulated. But a waste regulatory body would perform a lot of useful coordination functions.
Thank you very much, Jonathan. Now, in favour of the motion, Duncan Russell from Hartlepool, Kenny.
I think Cllr is going to be doing quite well at the moment. Ard-Fheis is talking chase on, and I've got talk rubbish on this one. My part of this motion is to do with anaerobic digestion. At the moment, our brown bin waste is going into landfill, which is obviously a problem. If we put it into anaerobic digesters, then we can get a biogas. The brown bin waste causes methane, which everybody knows is a very potent greenhouse gas. If we put it into anaerobic digestion, we can collect that and use it as a fuel. Obviously, with climate change and heating and oil supply, it's a very important thing that we use alternative fuels. This can be done in two ways. It can be taken off and put into a turbine to produce electricity, or we can use it for vehicles, which is done in Europe in a number of cities. They run their bus routes often. So I would say if we can put this into the strategy, we can look at it. Maybe we can put anaerobic digestion by our bus depots in large towns and cities and run our bus routes.
Thanks, Duncan. Our next speaker listed is Christy O'Reilly from Meath. We have Christy here in the event centre. Right. As such, we've no further speakers on this. So first of all, we're going to put the amendment from Tipperary North to the floor. Those in favour of the amendment from Tipperary North? Those against? The amendment passes. Now the motion as amended. Those in favour? Those against? The motion as amended passes. Thank you very much. Moving on to motion 37, it's from Cllr Young Green.